Hi, I'm Dr. Megan McNamara, and today I'm going to be giving you some strategies for what to do when you feel stuck. So feeling stuck is a really human experience, and yet it's kind of counter to how we actually live our lives because the only constant is change. And so really, in reality, everything is always moving. So a lot of times what happens when we're depressed is that what has happened is our body has instituted a sickness response. And so this is actually based on research that noticed the theory between the symptoms of depression, changes in eating, sleeping, feeling crummy, everything's a struggle, you can't think clearly. A lot of times are really similar to how we feel when we have the flu. So when we're sick, we feel the same way. Everything's a struggle. It's hard to think clearly. It's hard to move. It's hard to function. And so I think this is kind of called the cytokine theory of depression. I actually wrote my master's thesis on it. I think in the coming years, we'll go away from the neurotransmitter model, that it's something in our brain that's happening, and move more into the ancient brain, which is the gut. And so the idea with the cytokine theory of depression is that when we get stressed, we chronically activate our immune system. And when we're chronically triggering our immune system because we don't feel safe or we don't feel good, what happens is it sends off all the alarms in our body. And so, sound the alarm. That's what I got in my head. There's a trigger, right? And so your body's sounding the alarm and we end up feeling really stuck. And so from an evolutionary stance, this is a chance to kind of reflect, to go inward, see what's going on, kind of harness some energy. But the idea is not to stay here. The problem is that a lot of times we're being chronically triggered, and I won't get on my soapbox. I'll do a whole nother video on this, but we have a lot of disruption in our food system, which is also triggering the gut. And so most of us are kind of walking around very triggered, very stressed, just kind of as a way of being. So what to do when you're unstuck, or how to get unstuck when you're feeling stuck. So stuck is kind of an illusion. Like I said, everything is moving. And so I think in general, depression is a pretty heavy experience. And so when we're feeling a lot of heaviness, it's like slow energy, it's stuck energy. And so literally one of the best things you can do is move. So I know a lot of my clients get their feelings hurt when people say exercise as a solution for depression. And that's not all there is to it. It's not the end all be all, but exercise has been found to be as effective as an antidepressant. And my view on this is that it's so important because what are you doing? You're moving. And so literally you're unstucking yourself. And so we need to look at how can we unstuck ourselves in the physical sense, in the emotional sense, up here, right? And so a lot of times with our thoughts, we're just thinking the same things over and over and over again. And so one way to kind of unstuck yourself intellectually is to do affirmations. That's a great way to kind of reprogram yourself and to reach for kind of a higher consciousness. Emotionally, an important way to unstuck yourself is to feel good, to do positive life events, to have connection with people, to do things that make you feel good. With depression, this is a struggle because you may not initially feel good doing those things. And so that's where you need opposite action. Just tell yourself your depression doesn't want you to feel good, and you're going to have to kind of fake it till you make it, until the serotonin really kind of catches up with you so that you can feel good. So we're going to think better. We're going to do things that make us feel good. We're going to move physically, our body. And those are some great ways to get unstuck. I think another important piece as we're talking about strategies to get you unstuck is to just do something different. Introduce kind of an element into your life. So show up, be seen, try something crazy that you would never do, within reason. Of course, we don't want to add to the trauma list there, but do something that's unexpected, and that will do a lot to help get you unstuck. Another important feature is to just trust yourself, okay? If you don't trust yourself, you really don't have anything. No one knows what's going to be best for you. So even all the, a lot of times when people are depressed, they get a lot of unsolicited advice that may or may not be helpful. And so really trust yourself in knowing that what you want to do is good for you. Thanks and have a great day. Check me out on rightonbrain.com.